Welcome back, Ken and Barbie, aka Pauline. So let's resume our review. It's really nice to see you again. Um, I believe that during the weekend we took that as an off. At least we get to refresh, do the things that we our hobbies, or probably if you are still at work, you still get to work. At least we have a pause. But I want to ask, how do you guys spend your weekend? Let's begin with Ken before Barbie. Yes. Yeah, Ken, how do you spend your weekend?
Most uh, uh, mostly of the
You can say,
going to my mother home.
mm,
It's just near in the here in Electra also.
yeah. So
We
you
just
visit your
go
mom. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, your family
So
is
we
there.
do
Yes.
yeah. My family and sisters here.
So at least you get to eat good food that your mom cooked, right?
Yes.
Yes.
What about you, Pauline? Are you working during the weekends? Our weekend here is every Saturday and Sunday. Unlike in other GCC countries, they are still on Friday and Saturday. How would you spend your weekend? Your Saturday and Sunday,
Usually,
Pauline.
yes, we are off Saturday and Sunday. As Ken said, usually we are spending the time with his mom and
Mm-hmm.
sister.
Okay, that's interesting.
And yeah,
Family time.
yes, family time.
Sports. Don't you do like sports together? Do you run together?
No, we
Um,
eat together.
don't you like go because I personally would do I would jog. My routine, my route would be Formal Park. So that's an activity that you can do together. You can at least that's the affordable, that's cheap exercise. You can go out. Do you do sports? Do you do like um I don't know, biking or yeah, badminton perhaps?
No,
What
all of
about
the
you,
above.
Ken?
No.
Basketball.
Basketball, no. Skateboarding.
Skateboarding, yes. Interesting. I have an intern. He does skateboarding. Probably you're familiar, or maybe you have heard about him. Jethro.
Jetro,
Jethro.
yeah.
Yes. Jethro was my intern. Yes. He does teach um skateboarding. Are we
Okay.
talking about the same Jethro? Perhaps.
Probably.
Yes. All right. Sometimes when you didn't hear the question, especially for the examiner, you can ask um back to repeat it. And these are the questions that you can ask. Would you mind repeating that? Could you repeat that, please? Could you say that again, please? I beg your pardon? Excuse me? Pardon? Sorry? I didn't catch what you said. Come again? All right. So I want you to say this. Um, Ken first. With that rising intonation at the end. So how would you say if you didn't hear the question of your examiner, say for example, for your speaking test, how would you ask?
Could you repeat that, please?
With feelings. Read with
Ah.
feelings.
Could you repeat that, please?
Mm-hmm.
Could you say that again, please?
Mm-hmm.
I beg your pardon.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
Pardon?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Come again?
All right. So those are the questions that you can ask. Your turn, Pauline. So I'm examiner, say for example, I'm your examiner and you didn't catch what I said. What would you say?
Would you mind repeating that? Could you repeat that, please? Could you say that again, please? I beg your pardon? Excuse me? Pardon? Sorry? I didn't catch what you said. Come again?
Okay, so those are the questions that you can ask any of these. All right, let's begin. Today's session will be about writing. But before that, I want you to let's have like a tongue twisters. Let's exercise our tongues, and let's flourish our vocabularies. English and American, I mean British and American English have some differences, especially when you are in the listening examination. Their accent are in English or Australian, mostly British, always British. Um, and it's different from the American English. So, what mostly are the words that you might hear? British would say trainers, Americans would say sneakers.
Sneakers.
So it's just the same. Satin rubber shoes lang yan. Or Converse.
Converse.
It's all the same,
It's all
right?
the same,
Yes.
right?
Be reminded that British English, they tend to, the main difference would be the ART, A, R, and T. A, they would pronounce it. So Americans would say cat. British would pronounce it as cat. 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 Yes.
Cat.
So how are you? How are you? So so the sound would be different. That's for A, like hat, hat, hat. Americans would say hat. British would say hat. That's for A. R. They tend to sometimes omit their R, not pronounce their R, unless it's in the middle of the word, in the middle, like samples, I would say art in English. I mean, American, art. They would say art. So nawawala
Art.
yung R nila. Yes. Water. Water.
Water.
So there would be air. Air. So if that's some differences, no? A, R, and then T. So sa T, pinupronounce yan ng they pronounce, British would pronounce it, and Americans would either sound like D. Say for example, Betty. Pangalan yon, Betty. Betty. Hi, Miss Betty.
Betty.
I forgot my homework yesterday. Can you send it again? British would pronounce this. Hi, Miss Betty. Betty, I forgot my homework yesterday. Can you send it again? So, Betty, yun yung sa British, pinopronounce sila. But sa American, it might sound like D. Betty. 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 So,
Betty.
yeah, so if you would listen, those are main difference, ART. So this is trainers, diba? Sneakers. All right, repeat after me. You say, jumper. Gusto niyo mag-British-Britishan? Jumper.
Jumper.
Sweater.
Sweater.
Siyempre, American na yan. So, ang pronunciation dyan, sweater. Ganun. Waistcoat.
Waistcoat.
American would say vest.
Vest.
Suspenders in English, in British it is braces.
Brace.
So when it's like consonant, if R is when there's a consonant before the R, it is pronounced like braces. You know, hindi siya napronounce siya pag British. Braces, suspenders. French fries in Americans, in British, they say
Chips.
chips, yes. So when they say like chips and burger, yung pala, burger and fries. Yes. So chips ang tawag nila dyan. In India, I believe they have British curriculum. So their English is British. Unlike in the
British.
Philippines, we have American English. Crisps. They
Correct.
in American we say
Potato chips.
potato chips. Biscuit. In American, they say
Cookie.
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 Peckish.
Cookie.
Meaning in American,
Hungry.
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 Yes.
Hungry.
Color. Color.
Color.
Yes. So kapag may U na pala doon, that's for British. Di ba mapapansin natin yon? Pag nagkakaroon ng U, what are the other words that would have this? We'll encounter that later on. But color, color. Aeroplane, airplane. Check, check. So yung spelling different. Theater, theater. Gray, gray. You might ask, sir, what if the spelling would differ? What if I put there Grey? Or what if I put there Gray? Either of these can be correct. But of course, it's always so long as it's wrong. So, so long as the spelling is correct, then they'll accept it. What if nag-double A ka dyan or nag-double Y? Gray na, sabihin ng gray ang basa pero wrong spelling. So hindi lulusot yun, wrong spelling yun. But if it's either this, that could be acceptable. All right, so there's a lot. I'll send this later. I want you to be familiar. Okay, let's begin. So you are supposed to do general test. So you have to do letter. The first exercise would be letter. The first activity, and then second is essay. So you have 60 minutes to do that. There are 2 tasks. Candidates are required to write 150 words, 150. So that means you have to be aware if it's like the words that you will write. And then 250 words for part 2. Part 1, 20 minutes. Part 2, 40 minutes. That means in 20 minutes, you should be able to write a letter. Kaya? Kaya. Pauline?
Kaya.
Okay. Yes. Spelling, grammar, and punctuation are always being checked. But yeah, you can type. Let's do a sample. Okay. The first thing that you have to identify when you are writing, you have to check if it's formal, informal, or semi-formal, because that will set the tone of your letter. So if it's formal, most likely you are writing to your boss, you're writing to your supervisor, you're writing to a company, you're writing for application, you're writing to a dean. So that should be formal. Semi-formal, informal, if you are writing to a friend, writing to a relative, but most likely it's friend. Say, for example, you are writing to your friend in Canada asking for help for them to look for a job for you. Or you're writing to a friend asking if they can find you a place to stay. So that is informal letter. Semi-formal, a combination of both. If, say, for example, your supervisor is someone that you are close to. So that will come that you have to write it in semi-formal. Formal letter, someone you don't know, bank, company, airline. You start with, dear sir, dear madam, dear sir, madam, yours faithfully. Semi-formal, you start with dear Mr. Smith, There, miss, there, missus, you end with sincerely. Informal, you start with Dear John, Dear Joanna, best wishes and best regards. Okay, tell me if it's formal, semi-formal, or informal. You're writing a resignation letter. Pauline, what type of letter are you gonna create? Resignation.
Formal.
Formal, that's true. Ken, you're writing to your landlord because you have issued checks. Say, for example, you are staying in your place, you have issued 12 checks. However, you just have used 8 checks. You are writing to your landlord saying that you will leave at the end of your 8th month stay and you wish to nullify the remaining checks so it won't get any money from your bank. What type of letter? Landlord.
Semi-formal.
Semi-formal. Why? You have like a good common relationship with your landlord? Okay.
Yes.
So you have to set the tone first. Lastly, what if your classmate back in college that might be able to help you when you're there in Canada that will help you to find for a part-time job? Pauline, what type of letter?
Informal.
Formal, friend?
Informal.
Yes, informal. Okay, cool. This is it. This is a sample. Oh, wait, let's do an exercise first. All right, this is a practice. Read this for me. Ken.
You saw an advertisement for a tennis court in England, but you have one or two problems and can't stay the whole course.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
Write a, write a letter to the course director. In your letter, explain your interest in the course, describe your problems, find out if a refund is possible.
Okay, you only have how many minutes?
20
20.
minutes.
Yes, you only have 20 minutes to read this and write. So probably spend 3 minutes or 5 minutes at least to no, I think I would say it's like a really good 3 minutes for you to read the question and outline. You saw an advertisement for a tennis court in England. Tennis course. So what you have to identify there, you have to highlight or the things that are the details that will be the content of your letter. Tennis course, where in England, how many problems? One or two problems, but you are only have 2 minutes. Create one problem. Say for example, but if it's two problem, that will lengthen your letter because you have to produce 150 and can't stay at the whole course. So yun yung problema. Again, 20 minutes lang ang meron kayo. So kailangan bago ka magsusulat, hindi basta-basta makasulat ka agad. You cannot write right away because when you go off topic, that was a minus points. That won't your letter won't make sense. You are not answering the question because it says there you have to write the course director. Ken, what is the type of a letter? Formal, informal, semi-formal?
Let's say format.
Formal. Explain your interest in the course. That means you are interested in the course. That will be a content. Describe the problems. How many problems, Pauline?
One or two
Uh-huh.
problems.
Find out if refund is possible. So this will be the content of your body. Now, this is the sample. All right. Pen and papers there with you. Let's answer this together. What you will write here are prepositions or yeah, like what would be the best? This is a model answer. All right. Dear sir or madam, I'm writing blank. What's your answer? I'm writing in response to your advertisement on your website blank. Ken, Pauline.
Oh, wait lang.
If you fill in the blank, sorry, this is a fill in the blank. So yung mga dot na yan, we have to fill in the blanks. So I'm writing in response to your advertisement on your website
Mhm.
about a tennis course in Bath, England.
Mm,
Yes. So ang sagot doon, una ay
about
I'm writing in, tapos about. Let's continue. I
about
have always wanted blank
to play.
to play tennis and I'm so interested blank. Pauline.
In joining the course.
Yes. In joining the course. Tingnan nyo ha, nasasagot niya ba yung tanong? Nag-opening ka muna, letter. I'm writing in response. You have to express your interest in the course. Check. This, yun yung una. I have always wanted, na-express niya na rin dyan. Ay, sorry, the first one, I am writing in response to your advertisement. Totoo, kasi advertisement. Ito advertisement. Kita nyo? So,
Yes
yun
po.
muna yung unang content ng letter ninyo. Next, however, I do not have my own rockets and don't wish blank
to
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 buy
buy
rackets at this time. So, number one problem, isa. Is it possible blank
for me
for me to hire rackets and balls blank
during
during the duration blank
of
of the course? All right, good. So, unang problem, walang racket. Bye-bye at this time. Yeah, nakabigay na siya ng one problem. Also,
so
I have...
the question
so go ahead, please.
so the basically the question we should make up the
The
question,
questions are
correct?
here. Yeah, you can. If the details are not there, you have to produce. Basta iikot to. Itong
Yeah.
mga to nasagutan nyo.
Ah,
Yes. So, ito yung situation. So long as you don't go off it, basta within that question, pasok. Basta sagutin nyo itong mga bullet na to. Dapat ito mako-cover nyo. Alright. Sabi niya dyan, also, I have poor eyesight and have to wear glasses all the time. So, problem number 2. Dami naman problema nito. May problema siya. Malabo daw mata niya. I would like to know if your course is suitable, blank.
For
Sagot?
someone like me.
For someone like me. I'm afraid that I have to be back
in
in
Malaysia
Malaysia. Yes. In Malaysia, blank.
On
On 31st December. So I'm unable to stay
in
England.
in England for the whole 3 weeks. Ilan yung problema niya? Tatlo na.
Tatlo na.
Malabo mata, wala siyang raketa, kailangan niya pang umuwi ng Malaysia. Is it possible for me, blank,
to
get a partial refund? So ginawa niya ng dahilan. Kasi sabi niya dun sa taas, find out a refund is possible. Makaka-refund ka ba kung wala ka lang raketa at saka kung malabo mata mo? So kailangan mong gumawa ng sarili mong dahilan kung bakit ka magre-request ng refund. So yan na yung sinasabi mo, Ken, that you have to create your content of the letter. Is it possible for me to get a partial refund if I want blank
to leave
to
1
leave
week
1 week before the end blank
of the course
I am looking forward
from hearing for you
to hearing from you.
to hearing for you
Yes, from
To
you.
hearing from you.
hearing
Yes.
from you
Yes.
Looking forward to hearing from you.
Yours faithfully, Philip Wong. How many words?
156
156. Okay. So, yun yung first, no? Yan ang letter. Question.
Um, if you will do this in the IELTS
Yeah,
computer-based,
because
correct? It will
yeah,
show
computer based
the
both
words,
are.
how
Yes.
many, it will show the words, how many you type
Yes, there
already.
is. There's a word counter. Yeah. So I really suggest that we do practice every 20 minutes. 20 minutes is very like quick. See, we started at 7, now it's 7:25. So in 20 minutes, we already have discussed it. But that's the only amount of time that you have. Huwag kayong lalagpas doon because the next part is essay, and that's 40 minutes. You have to produce 250 words. Later on, we will get to this. Those are the sample of the letters. Let's move to um, essay. Essay na tayo, ha? Later, mag-exercise tayo for writing, which is the letter. The second task, which is 40 minutes, is essay. This is the sample question. Read this for me, Pauline.
Some people think that there are things individuals can do to help prevent global climate change. Others believe that action by individuals is useless and irrelevant, and that it is only governments and large businesses which can make a difference. Discuss both these views and give your own opinion.
This is my technique in doing the writing. Let me just pull up. First thing that you do in the question, identify the topic. What is the content of what you're gonna say? Oops, 1 second. All right. What are the 3 major parts of your essay? We say opening. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Body and closing. For your opening, most likely two sentences with minimum 10 words each to 15, 10 to 15 minimum words per sentence. 2 sentences minimum. Body, 2 paragraphs. First paragraph, second paragraph.
Disagree.
Paragraph. And then closing, conclusion. Okay. So how many paragraphs in total? 4. 1 paragraph for the
4.
opening, 1 paragraph for the body, 1 paragraph for the closing. What do we write in the opening? We define the main subject. Definition,
Global China.
yes, that's true. Define global warming. And then lead sentence or the sentence leading to your body or the content. First paragraph, let's go back here. Other believers by individuals is useless and irrelevant, and that is the government, large businesses can make difference. How would I divide it? Individuals and government. So that means the first paragraph that I would do would be about individuals. I'm doing an outline here, ha. Ang ginagawa ko dito, nag-outline na ako. Kasi kung may outline ako doon sa susulat ko, mas madali na lang siya. We already have an idea and we only have 40 minutes. 40 minutes lang ang meron tayo. It's easy if we do the practices. So kapag tayo nagpa-practice na mayroon lang akong 40 minutes to do this, so ang pa-practicein natin dun yung paggagawa ng outline in a very quick span of time para sulat na lang tayo. Second paragraph would be about the government. So ano ba problema ng mga individuals at saka ng government? Say for example, supporting details na tayo kasi body first paragraph ng body. Lalagay ko diyan yung mga tao, if it's global warming, ano yung nakakaano? Probably yung mga problema nila in car emission, carbon dioxide emission. Ano pa yung problema? Proper waste management, basura, 'di ba? Nakakaano 'yan, nakaka-affect sa global warming. What else? Give me, ano yung mga individual problems na nakaka-contribute sa global warming? Basura is dyan, car emission. Ano pa? Individuals lang ha. Ikaw, okay, later, you might think. Sa government, ano yung nabibigay ng government? Factories.
Mm.
Diba? Yung mga factories na ngayon. Ano pa yung global nakakaproblema sa mga ano yan? Kasi yung mga factories, yung emission ng factories nakaka-affect. What else? Kasi it becomes warmer. Give me more. Ano pa problema ng mga ng ano government dito? Yeah. So kailangan din pala tayo maging aware, no? Kasi paano kung ang naging question sa essay nyo sa mga current events, ang question, outer space, meron bang sabi ang does it there can be questions like that. Why do you think people need to go to the moon and explore? Isn't it expensive? And why don't we just use the amount that is used for this exploration for a better problems in the world? Bakit papunta kailangan ng buwan? Kaya bakit kailangan pong kasi mahal yun eh. Bakit pa kailangan pumunta ng Mars? Yung UAE magpapalagay ng rover papunta ng Mars. Bakit hindi kaya yung pera na gagamitin doon sa mga equipment at doon sa exploration na yun igamitin dito kasi mga wala naman ng trabaho yung mga tao dito. Great jobs. I don't know, but those are the things that you have to be aware of. Let's say ito yung meron ka, yan lang yung lumabas sa isip mo. Kasi 5 minutes lang dapat yan. Dapat mas marami kang maisulat. Sa closing, dito lagi, meeting halfway. Sabihin mo dyan na maraming factor, there are a lot of factors that individuals can contribute in the global warming as given from the above supporting details, as well as the government not giving enough regulation to the factories that are large contributors to global warming. However, I strongly believe that individuals and the government should work on together yes, yung mga ganon, conclusion, parang laging meeting halfway. Ang conclusion mo is kailangan magtulungan yung parehong parts, so you don't disagree completely but you don't agree completely. Kasi ano ba yung sabi doon sa question? Discuss your views and your own opinion. Diba? Yeah. Yun ang formula. Hatiin nyo muna sa tatlo. Opening, body, conclusion. You put on the first one. That's where you put the sentences, diba? Supporting details. Basahin natin. Let's read the sample answer. So there are only, 264. All right, let's hear from Ken. Read the first paragraph, the opening.
Climate change is a phenomenon affecting all people in all walks of life, from individual citizens to whole countries and huge multinational companies. The question of what we can do to prevent global climate change and whether individual action is effective or not is a hotly debated issue.
Period. Diyan muna.
There are those
1 second, Ken. How many sentences do you see there in the first paragraph?
two.
2. How many words in one sentence? Bilangin natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 words in one sentence. So, naka 23 words agad siya. Definition pa lang ng climate change yun. The second sentence has like leading to your content or dun sa body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yun. Nasa body. So, yun ang opening. Body, pakibasa ulit. Ken.
There are those who say that the majority of the damages is wrought by big businesses. By imposing restrictions on emissions and by strictly monitoring disposal from factories, plants, and businesses, government would go a long way towards preventing climate change. It is thought that the governments around the world should come up with solutions to help prevent imminent environment disaster. Proponents of this view claim that individual action is irrelevant in the face of massive, wide-scale prevention policies set and controlled by governments.
So, ang first paragraph ng body niya, it talks about businesses, no? Rough means beaten up. WROUGHT, that means beaten up or shaped by hammering. Po. Yeah. So, that's wrought by big businesses, di ba? So, yun yung una niyang diniscuss. Ilang sentences? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sentences. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sentences. Ang hina-highlight niya doon yung big businesses and government. Second, on the other hand, Pauline.
On the other hand, there are a growing number of people who believe that individual action combined with governmental and business action will do a lot more to prevent climate change than if individual citizens were not involved. In a world of 6 billion people, if everyone thought about the number of water they use, how they dispose of their rubbish, whether or not something needs to be thrown away, or if they can, in fact, reuse certain items, then we would be giving the problem of climate change and its prevention a massive boost.
So yun yung second paragraph of the body, third paragraph of the whole essay. It talks about individuals action. Diba? Anong sabi niya dyan? Number of water use, they use, disposal of their rubbish, yung basura, reuse and recycling. So yun yung hina-highlight naman. Ilang sentences to? 1, 2, 2. 2 sentences. O, diba? Totoo nga naman, in a world of 6 billion people, sa dinami-dami ng mga tao sa mundo, sa mga malpractices natin, there could be also, can also affect the climate change. Lastly, conclusion, Pauline.
Taking both points into consideration, I firmly believe that that individual citizens cannot sit back and say it is someone else's responsibility to protect the environments. We must all play our part, individual citizens, governments, and big businesses alike.
Okay, yes. So yan yun, di ba? That's the essay. Question. Please, Ken. Do you have a question, Pauline?
Wala po.
Yes. So malinaw. Is it clear the difference between like a task 1 and task 2? So this is what you are gonna produce. There are a lot of questions that you might encounter, and we just have to be very familiar. Let's now use the website to see more examples. Remember niyo yung sinend ko sa inyo na IELTS. Buksan niyo yung IELTS na link. Sinend ko sa inyo. Tayo. I think this is it. Oh yeah, this is it. Let's go to writing. Can you see my, let me share the screen of the website. So this is the website that I'm using. This is just a free website and there's a lot of samples here. Writing tayo ha, prepare for writing. So I will go here and click this first link. All right. So what do you have to produce? Writing, we are in general. Balik tayo sa letter ha, kasi yung 20 minutes. We have a lot of time. So doon sa link, tinan nyo, ang dami ng sample, puro task 1. Correct? Sige. Pili ka ng number. Ken.
82.
82. Pili natin yung 82. Paid leave request. Nandito yung topic sa baba. Ang iyong mga paid leave request. Okay, tingnan natin. Sabi niya, you can write more than 150 words for task 1 or more than 250 words for task 2, but you can't write less. Hindi pwede na less ang isusulat nyo. Eksaktong 150 G. Kung kaya nyo pa, push nyo. But hindi siya pwedeng bumaba ng 150 sa letter. You lose points if you have less than assigned words, a number of words in your letter. All right. Pakibasa, Ken, for your work company.
You work for a company, you have seen some information online about a training course that would be useful for your work. Write a letter to your manager. In your letter, give details of the course, say how the course would be helpful, explain how the company could help you to do this course.
Alright, so mabilisan tayo. Isipin natin. Yung company nyo ngayon, Ken, sabihin natin na, ay, parang gusto ko mag-aral ng, sa HR ka, di ba? Tama, Ken? You work for the HR. I want to study for the UAE labor law, for example. Now, I see from a certain institution that they offer like a training for labor law or probably PhilHR. That's a community, Filipino HR that helps in doing the labor law. You have to pay 150 dirhams for that for an 8-hour course. Sabihin natin ganun agad, ganun kabilis ang isipin natin. Give details for the course. Ang susulatan mo, manager, formal, semi-formal, informal?
Formal.
Formal. Tapos sabihin mo doon, say, how is the course useful? Manager, I would need the UAE labor law because I believe there are some updates. It would be very useful for me so I could be knowledgeable about this about the details of this law that would help our staff. I mean, for a better understanding. So yun yung course, paano ka matutulong. Ngayon, ano yung matutulong ng company sa'yo? Gusto mong magpa-reimburse or gusto mong magpa-sponsor sa kanila. You want the company to pay for your tuition. For the fees. So yun, ganun kabilis agad ang thinking natin. Model answer, 180 words yon kay Neil McFarlane. Alright, pakibasa. Pauline.
Dear Martin, I have recently become aware of a course called Social Media Marketing Essentials, and I am writing to ask for your support in taking this course. It is a 5-day intensive program being offered by the Business Leadership Association, and it starts on Monday, 15 February.
Okay, 1 second. So yan pa lang yung information. Saan niya nakita? Social media. Ano yung topic? Social media marketing essential. Na-aware siya sa course. and she wants to ask for support. Ano yung next detail?
5-day intensive program.
Yeah, so describe niya na. I believe
the course would be a great benefit to our company as we have been recently considering how to build up our social media presence and
Attract more.
attract more customers online.
mhm.
After reading reviews by former participants, I think the social media course will help me professionally in my capacity as communications manager and make a real difference to our company.
Ayan. So, binigay niya na yung dahilan niya dito. Ano yun na yung mga na-hit? Give the course detail na bigay,
Yes.
yung oras
Yes.
na bigay niya. Say how is the course helpful. Tama nga naman. That's her role. Her role is communications manager. So, that will help her better. And the reviews, she put the reviews professionally in the capacity. So, yun yung kanilang dahilan. Oh, now, the reason why she is writing to Marte. I think she's writing to a friend because the approach is informal.
Mm,
Okay? For these
okay.
reasons.
For these reasons, I am requesting paid leave from 15 to 20 February to attend the course. It would be helpful if other team members did not take leave at this time. So far, nobody else has applied. I believe this will not be a particularly busy time at work, but I am prepared to spend some time working on this evenings if needed. I look
Ah,
forward to hearing from you soon.
yes. So Neil is very workaholic, ha? So
Yeah.
you just want to request a paid leave. She's not. I mean, Neil is not asking for the company to pay. It says there. He will cover it, but he just want a paid leave. So that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 day. I mean, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 6 days.
6 days.
Yes. So that's the letter. Questions. Look at it.
Huh?
Question.
May question ka?
Question.
Marami pang sample sa baba. Ayan.
Please read.
In the comment.
May mga nagpo-comment.
Yeah. So may mga, hindi nyo pwedeng saulahin to. But get familiar with the possible answer. So you can just go through this in your best time. So basahin nyo sila. May mga comments 2 years ago. May mga comments 4 months ago. 3 months ago. So you can practice. At least you can like put there your answers. Another sample. Let's go to writing essay, task 2. Okay. All right. Pick a number, Pauline.
239.
239. Large cities. So yun yung topic mo. In IELTS writing task 2, you may ask to write an essay which includes 2 questions. It is important that you identify the keywords in questions and answer both questions. That's true. You have to answer all the questions that is in the question. People who live in large cities face a problem in their daily life. Anong problema? Living in a city, large cities. So related agad sa personal mo para madali kang makahugot ng mga problema. What are the main problems in the city faces and how can these problems be tackled? So ang problema dyan is people live in the city, range of problems in their daily life, araw-araw na problema. in the cities. Give me at least kung meron tayong 20-40 minutes to do this, maybe say 4. Give me problem, Ken. Living in the cities.
Transportation.
Transportation. What else?
Um, what was, um,
Accommodation can be a problem. Kasi kung yung city,
accommodation.
kunwari sa Dubai, pati yun sa problema sa Dubai, ang liliit, Dubai has so many people, that's why the spaces are more expensive and smaller. So like accommodation, transportation is traffic, especially like in the afternoon and rush hour in the morning, and then like rush hour in the evening after people work, like around 5 o'clock. What else? Ano pang problema sa cities?
Pollution.
Say again?
Pollution.
Yes, pollution. That could be because there's a lot of cars. What else? Last one.
Safety.
Safety. Yeah, that's true. Because right now, unlike before, there are crimes that are coming up, no?
Mm.
So again, the formula that we did here, in your opening.
Large cities.
Yes,
Describe, yeah.
opening. You define living in a city,
Living in the city.
living in a large city.
City.
Yes. Living in a large city, there are advantages living in a large city. Again, opinionated kasi ang essay. Relate mo yun sa buhay mo. I've been living in the city of Dubai. And sa Dubai, try natin yung sa Dubai kasi mas maraming problema doon. I've been living in Dubai for the past 5 years. And it's a tourist destination and there are so much opportunity in the city. However, for the years that pass by, I have noticed that the population of people is rising. That is both beneficial and advantageous and disadvantageous. In some cases, in topics like economy, tourism, and lifestyle. So, yun yung aking opening. Sa body, so dun ko na i-discuss. The big population in Dubai City creates a huge amount of traffic for people tends to get their own car for their transportation. Although there is strength, yeah. So doon, so number 1, lalagay natin doon sa opening, ay sa body. Problem, supporting details. Ano yung problema? Transportation. Ano yung supporting details mo? Traffic, rush hour. Ano yung problema na binigay mo pa kanina, Ken? What is the problem that you gave?
Pollution.
Yes,
Security.
pollution. Ano ba yung nagpo-pollute? Air pollution, noise pollution. Noise pollution na, ang ingay-ingay doon. If you live in the city, like continuous like buzzing of cars in the place, people chatting all over. Businesses are 24 hours. That's something that you can compare in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, like how much busy Dubai is. Yes, like it's just it never sleeps. Like the city, Riga, Satwa, Murakabat, the whole place. I was just there, and it's like somehow especially in the train. Um, I would not, if I would like travel from end to end, I would not sit in the train anymore. Because I'll just like ride it. Kasi alam mo yun, kapag umupo ako, biglang may babae na papasok, eh, puno na kasi yung sa pambabae. Eh, kasi sa naman tumayo na ako, I'll just like stand the whole time. It's just like probably 20 minutes from end to end. So I can like stand for 20 minutes naman or to my destination. But there are so many people, like the next people to you, it's just like You know, just like this. Aamoy mo na sila. So, yun yung benefit din ng mask. Eh, ang init, di ba? The weather is so hot. So, the people that are walking, I would bring my own umbrella. I would bring tissues or like something to wipe myself, perfume, at a courtesy. At least I smell good to myself and to the people that would smell me. Pero yung iba, wala namang ganong klase ng courtesy. So, imagine like people that you are with someone that is sweaty and sticky, di ba, sa metro. Eh, may meeting ka, fresh na fresh ka. You want to be your best. Eh, di nahulas ka din sa travel. Anyway, so how would I conclude that? Say there are so many disadvantages, but it is really nice to have uh, your your source of income or your source of living is in the city. So you have to adjust. There are things that there are still some good points in living in the city. So sabihin mo dun na kung ang problem ng traffic, eh, might as well an accommodation live in a place that is near your workplace that will save your time, that will save you from stress kasi sa travel, in itself, it is just nakaka-stress yun eh. Eh kung doon ka na lang tumira sa building ng company nyo, ganun naman itsura lagi sa baba, di ba? Or the next building, lagi na may mga accommodation yun. Hindi ka na mamamasahe. The fare, the money for that can be allocated for your space, di ba? Titirahin mo na lang doon. What else? Ano ba yung mga problem? Lagyan natin ng solution because that will be the part of your conclusion. That still, somehow, if you live to the city, you just want your best for your source of living, di ba? Kasi yung ano mo. Put it personal. I mean, put the personal touch. Take it as personal angle. Lagi sa sarili mo. Homework!
Ah,
So,
my
doon sa
homework!
material, send ko na yung material, ha? Nasaan na ba yung IELTS with Sir Joe? 1 second.